The Musi.Live file manager is a great way to organize and share content to students. You can use this, like anything, either during a lesson or between lessons. When you're in a lesson and you share a file, it will go to all of the people that are invited to that lesson. So in a one-on-one, that would just be the student that's in the class, or in a group, it is everyone who's been invited, not just everybody who is attending. So that way, if a student misses class, they will still get a copy of the homework or any of the resources that were used during that lesson. You can also come out of the lesson, and at any time you can just select a student, and then you can just click share, and that file is immediately shared to that student. This works a lot like Google Drive or Dropbox or really any other cloud-based file storage that you may have used. Basically, the idea is that you can click new, hit file upload, and you could upload anything from your computer directly into Musi. It's a completely unlimited file storage, so you can really upload pretty much anything you need to teach. File types that are available for you to upload can actually be found by just clicking on the search bar. It's also a way of filtering your file system, but you have the ability to upload audio, video, images, music XML, PDF, text documents, and we have our own whiteboard and assignment tool, which will generate, and clips, which will generate those items. But you can upload quite a lot of content directly into the platform, and like I said, an unlimited amount of. But the way it works is the teacher has sort of what I think of as their library. So you will have all of the resources that you've uploaded for all of your students in your library. When you select a student, you are seeing which files or resources have been shared with that student. If you want to share something new with that student, just click the share button and it is immediately shared with them. You can see when we click on a different student, the files themselves didn't change, only the share status did. This allows you to reuse files really easily with multiple students and groups. It also saves you from re-uploading anything, and during lessons, it's really nice to be able to just go in here, search for your content that you've probably uploaded in a previous lesson, and just reshare it. But at any point during a lesson, in your free time, you just click new, and then file upload. And this just brings up your typical file upload tool that you have sort of on your computer. And then you can just select something, hit open, and then that resource will be immediately uploaded onto your file manager. You can also organize things yourself. So if you click new and you click new folder, we can create a folder called videos are fun. We'll save that. And then this folder has now been created. Videos are fun up here at the top. And you see that my file has uploaded. So I'm going to right click on that file and I'm just going to say move. And then I'm going to slide down here till I reach the folder that I want. Videos are fun. And I'm going to hit save. And as you can see, that's now moved. Go over to that folder. And that resource is now inside that folder. So just a couple of things about the actual navigation of the file tool. Basically, the thing you want to know is right click, or if you're on a touch device, the 3 dots at the end of each file. This is where you're going to find the menu of tools that are accessible for these files. You can view the file, you can rename the file, you can move, which we just saw. Some files can be duplicated. You can delete the file, you can download the file, you can pin the file only if the file has been shared with that student. You can see who the file has been shared with. So in this case, this file has been shared with one student, and we can see that. And we could unshare it from there if needed. If we share this file with this particular student, and then we right-click again, you see we now have the ability to pin. When you pin, it just brings that file to the top of the file manager. So when your student logs in, the first thing they're going to see is that resource. It just makes it a little bit more obvious that that's what you want them to work on. From the file manager, you can also see pretty much every type of resource. So in the platform, we have assignments, whiteboards, clips, notes, a whole bunch of other resources. But from the file manager, as you saw here, you have access to all of those different things. So if you click on assignments, you will see only the assignments. That's sort of like going to the assignments tab. The only difference is with the assignments tab, you get a little bit more information about the assignments. A better example might be a whiteboard. So the whiteboards from here, if we click on the whiteboard, you see all of the whiteboards that are available. If we go to the whiteboard tab, it's basically the same thing. So it's just sort of two ways to view your resources. The reason we have the tabs is it's nice to have everything centralized in one place without having to filter the file menu every single time. But at any point from either the individual tabs or from the file tab itself, you can click New, and then you can create any piece of content that you might want on Musi instead of uploading. So if you want to create a new recording, you could create a clip. If you want to use the whiteboard, you could create a whiteboard, and those will populate into your file manager as well. You may also notice that when you first get into the account, that there's a folder or a couple of folders at the top of your account that are Musi resources and templates. These are just games, worksheets, and activities that we've provided for you. You don't need to use those if you don't want to. They're just there so you have something to get going. But just like any other resource, you just share the folder or the file with the student and they will have access to that resource. When you're actually in a lesson, the cool thing about the file manager or the file tool is that when you open a file on that tool, your student will see the same thing in real time. The one thing to note is that that resource does have to be shared with the student for them to see it. So if we try to open a file that's not been shared, we will still be able to open that, and that will be no problem. We can open the file and we see there's a video, but it says right here, this file has not been shared with the student. So the student cannot see this file right now. They are still just looking at their list of files. When we share this file and then open the file, you'll get no error message and the student can see this resource. So it's just a little warning as far as making sure that you've actually shared the resource before you open it. But other than that, the file manager works exactly the same in a lesson as it does outside in the main teacher portal. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to use our chat support. And thank you. Hope you have a good day.